Lemurs have also become popular in Western culture in recent years. The DreamWorks animation franchise Madagascar features the characters King Julian, Maurice and Mort and was seen by an estimated 100 million people in theaters and 200 to 300 million people on DVD worldwide. Prior to this film, Zaboomafoo, a public broadcasting service (PBS) children's television series from 1999 to 2001, helped to popularize sifakas by featuring a live Kokerel sifaka from the Duke Lemur Center as well as a puppet. The Playhouse Disney series, Bear in the Big Blue House, one of the characters, Trilo, is a lemur. A 20-episode series called Lemur Kingdom, in the United States, or Lemur Street, in the United Kingdom and Canada, aired in 2008 on Animal Planet. It combined the typical animal documentary with dramatic narration to tell the story of two groups of ring-tailed lemurs at Barentee Private Reserve. Lemurs of many kinds appear in William S. Burroughs' final novel Ghost of Chance that takes place in and around Madagascar. In Malagasy culture, lemurs, and animals in general, have souls ambiroa, which can get revenge if mocked while alive or if killed in a cruel fashion. Because of this, lemurs, like many other elements of daily life, have been a source of taboos, known locally as fadi, which can be based around stories with four basic principles. A village or region may believe that a certain type of lemur may be the ancestor of the clan. They may also believe that a lemur's spirit may get revenge. Alternatively, the animal may appear as a benefactor. Lemurs are also thought to impart their qualities, good or bad, onto human babies. In general, fadi extend beyond a sense of the forbidden, but can include events that bring bad luck. One example of lemur fadi told around 1970 comes from Ambatofinandrahana in the Fianarantsoa province. According to the account, a man brought a lemur home in a trap, but alive. His children wanted to keep the lemur as a pet, but when the father told them it was not a domestic animal, the children asked to kill it. After the children tortured the lemur, it eventually died and was eaten. A short time later, all the children died of illness. As a result, the father declared that anyone who tortures lemurs for fun shall be destroyed and have no descendants. Fadi can not only help protect lemurs and their forests under stable socioeconomic situations, but they can also lead to discrimination and persecution if a lemur is known to bring bad fortune, for instance, if it walks through town. In other ways, fadi does not protect all lemurs equally. For example, although the hunting and eating of certain species may be taboo, other species may not share that same protection and are therefore targeted instead. Fadi can vary from village to village within the same region. If people move to a new village or region, their fadi may not apply to the lemur species that are locally present, making them available for consumption. Fadi restrictions on lemur meat can be relaxed in times of famine and drought. The ii is almost universally viewed unfavorably across Madagascar, though the tales vary from village to village and region to region. If people see an ii, they may kill it and hang the corpse on a pole near a road outside of town, so others can carry the bad fortunes away, or burn their village and move. The superstitions behind ii fadi include beliefs that they kill and eat chickens or people, that they kill people in their sleep by cutting their aortic vein, that they embody ancestral spirits, or that they warn of illness, death, or bad luck in the family. As of 1970, the people of the Marilambo district in the Toamasina province feared the ii because they believed it had supernatural powers. Because of this, no one was allowed to mock, kill, or eat one. There are also widespread fadi about Indri and sifakas. They are often protected from hunting and consumption because of their resemblance to humans and their ancestors, mostly due to their large size and upright or orthograde posture. The resemblance is even stronger for Indri, which lack the long tail of most living lemurs. Known locally as Babakoto, ancestor of man, the Indri is sometimes seen as the progenitor of the family or clan. There are also stories of an Indri that helped a human down from a tree, so they are seen as benefactors. Other lemur fadi include the belief that a wife will have ugly children if her husband kills a woolly lemur, or that if a pregnant woman eats a dwarf lemur, her baby will get its beautiful, round eyes. Lemurs are wet-nosed primates of the superfamily Lemuroidea, divided into 8 families and consisting of 15 genera and around 100 existing species. They are endemic to the island of Madagascar. Most existing lemurs are small, have a pointed snout, large eyes, and a long tail. They chiefly live in trees and are active at night. Lemurs share resemblance with other primates, but evolved independently from monkeys and apes. Due to Madagascar's highly seasonal climate, lemur evolution has produced a level of species diversity rivaling that of any other primate group. Until shortly after humans arrived on the island around 2,000 years ago, there were lemurs as large as a male gorilla. Most species have been discovered or promoted to full species status since the 1990s. However, lemur taxonomic classification is controversial and depends on which species concept is used. Lemurs range in weight from the 30 gram, 1.1 ounces. Mouse lemur to the 9 kg, 20 pounds. Indri. Lemurs share many common basal primate traits, such as divergent digits on their hands and feet, and nails instead of claws, in most species. However, their brain-to-body size ratio is smaller than that of anthropoid primates. As with all strepsirrhine primates, they have a wet nose, rhinarium. Lemurs are generally the most social of the strepsirrhine primates, and communicate more with sense and vocalizations than with visual signals. Lemurs have a relatively low basal metabolic rate, and as a result may exhibit dormancy such as hibernation or torpor. They also have seasonal breeding and female social dominance. Most eat a wide variety of fruits and leaves, while some are specialists. Two species of lemurs may coexist in the same forest due to different diets. Lemur research during the 18th and 19th centuries focused on taxonomy and specimen collection. Modern studies of lemur ecology and behavior did not begin in earnest until the 1950s and 1960s. Initially hindered by political issues on Madagascar during the mid-1970s, field studies resumed in the 1980s. Lemurs are important for research because their mix of ancestral characteristics and traits shared with anthropoid primates can yield insights on primate and human evolution. Many lemur species remain endangered due to habitat loss and hunting. Many lemur species have already gone extinct in the last 2,000 years due to human activity, and are collectively referred to as the subfossil lemurs. These are typically larger than extant lemurs, with the largest, Archaeoindris, being the size of a gorilla. Although local traditions, such as fatty, generally help protect lemurs and their forests, illegal logging, economic privation and political instability conspire to thwart conservation efforts. Because of these threats and their declining numbers, the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, considers lemurs to be the world's most endangered mammals, noting that as of 2013 up to 90% of all lemur species confront the threat of extinction in the wild within the next 20 to 25 years. As an iconic flagship species that exemplifies the biodiverse fauna of Madagascar, however, lemurs have facilitated the emergence of ecotourism in Madagascar in World Heritage Sites, such as the rainforests of the Atsinanana in eastern Madagascar. In addition, conservation organizations, such as the Lemur Conservation Foundation and the Duke Lemur Center, increasingly seek to implement community-based approaches, such as encouraging local communities to adopt sustainable agriculture and afforestation initiatives, to expand employment opportunities for ecological programs, preserve lemur habitats as well as promote public awareness and appreciation for lemurs. Lemurs are primates belonging to the suborder Strepsirrhini. Like other strepsirrhine primates, such as lorises, pottos, and galagos, they share ancestral, or plesiomorphic, traits with early primates. In this regard, lemurs are popularly confused with ancestral primates. However, lemurs did not give rise to monkeys and apes, simians. Instead, they evolved independently in isolation on Madagascar. All strepsirrhines including lemurs are traditionally thought to have evolved from early primates known as adapiforms during the Eocene, 56 to 34 Maya, or Paleocene, 66 to 56 Maya. Adapiforms, however, lack a specialized arrangement of teeth, known as a toothcomb, which nearly all living strepsirrhines possess. A more recent hypothesis is that lemurs descended from lorizoids, loris-like primates. This is supported by comparative studies of the cytochrome B gene and the presence of the strepsirrhine toothcomb in both groups. Instead of being the direct ancestors of lemurs, the adapiforms may have given rise to both the lemurs and lorizoids, a split that would be supported by molecular phylogenetic studies. The later split between lemurs and lorises is thought to have occurred approximately 62 to 65 Maya according to molecular studies, although other genetic tests and the fossil record in Africa suggest more conservative estimates of 50 to 55 Maya for this divergence. However, the oldest lemur fossils on Madagascar are actually subfossils dating to the late Pleistocene. Once part of the supercontinent Gondwana, The island of Madagascar has been isolated since it broke away from eastern Africa, approximately 160 Maya. Antarctica, approximately 80 to 130 Maya, and India, approximately 80 to 90 Maya. Since ancestral lemurs are thought to have originated in Africa around 62 to 65 Maya, they must have crossed the Mozambique Channel, a deep channel between Africa and Madagascar with a minimum width of about 560 kilometers, 350 miles. In 1915, paleontologist William Diller Matthew noted that the mammalian biodiversity on Madagascar, including lemurs, can only be accounted for by random rafting events, where very small populations rafted from nearby Africa on tangled mats of vegetation, which get flushed out to sea from major rivers. This form of biological dispersal can occur randomly over millions of years. In the 1940s, American paleontologist George Gaylord Simpson coined the term sweepstakes hypothesis for such random events. Rafting has since been the most accepted explanation for the lemur colonization of Madagascar, but until recently this trip was thought to be very unlikely because strong ocean currents flow away from the island. In January 2010, a report demonstrated that around 60 Maya, both Madagascar and Africa, were 1,650 kilometers, 1,030 miles, south of their present-day positions, placing them in a different ocean gyre, producing currents that ran counter to what they are today. The ocean currents were shown to be even stronger than today, which would have pushed a raft along faster, shortening the trip to 30 days or less, short enough for a small mammal to survive easily. As the continental plates drifted northward, the currents gradually changed, and by 20 Maya the window for oceanic dispersal had closed, effectively isolating the lemurs and the rest of the terrestrial Malagasy fauna from mainland Africa. Isolated on Madagascar with only a limited number of mammalian competitors, the lemurs did not have to compete with other evolving arboreal mammalian groups, such as squirrels. They were also spared from having to compete with monkeys, which evolved later. The intelligence, aggression, and deceptiveness of monkeys gave them an advantage over other primates in exploiting the environment.